how to calculate the short circuit current of transformer. And we have a setup here for to find the short circuit current at the secondary of any transformer. We must need the details at the primary side of this transformer. It is for to find the total impedance at the primary of this transformer. But here we don't have any data of this primary of this transformer. Even in such a situation, how to find the short circuit current and fault level? I am an electrical engineer. To learn about this, please don't skip this video till its end. For to find the short circuit current, we have the equation base current by per unit impedance. So this base current is IB is equal to base kVA by kV into root 3. So we know that kV is at the secondary 0.415 kilovolt, but the base kVA we don't have. We assume a base kVA. Here we assumed it as 1500 kVA. You can assume it as 3000 kVA, 4000 kVA, whatever, it's your wish. So here I find this base current. The answer is 2087 ampere. And if you're going to find the short circuit current of the downstream panels, you need to use the same base current there also. Now we need to find the per unit impedance at the secondary of this transformer. So it is this equation. Per unit impedance at secondary is equal to new per unit impedance of transformer secondary plus per unit impedance at primary is equal to base kVA by rated kVA into percentage impedance plus per unit impedance at the primary. We don't have this data. By rated kVA means our transformer's power, that is 1500 into percentage impedance of this transformer plus this one. So it is 6% plus this one. And here 6% means 0.06 plus 25% of 0.06. This value is for this primary per unit impedance. Here for this primary per unit impedance, I considered 25% of this impedance. Why did I consider 25%? Why did not any other 10% or 50% or 200%? There is a reason behind that I will explain later. So the total per unit impedance at secondary is 0.075 per unit impedance. So our short circuit current is 27.8 kilo amps. And also the fault level or fault kVA at secondary of transformer is 20 MVA. Here I am going to explain you why did I take that 25%. See, here it is the case A. It is our transformer. Before this transformer there might be some other transformers, and it is the transmission line. It might be several kilometers. Okay, and it is the generating stations, and these are generators, and there might be one or more generators in parallel. So when we calculate the per unit impedances, all the per unit impedances of the generators, transmission lines, these transformers will be added on the primary side of our transformer, and that per unit impedance will add to the secondary of the transformer. Then only we can calculate the short circuit current at the secondary of our transformer. But in our case, we did not have the primary side details of our transformer. That's why I take the 25%. Here these generators are parallel, and when we calculate the per unit impedance of this parallel, the per unit impedance will be reduced, and after that it will be added to the transmission lines and these transformers. So in any case it will be more than 30% of the percentage impedance at the secondary of our transformer. Even though it is more than 30%, for our calculation we take only 25%. And the next case is case B. Here we have only one generator and the transmission line and some other transformers, and it is our transformer. See here, because of only one generator, the per unit impedance at this generator will be more than the previous condition. Okay, and when it reaches the primary of our transformer, it will be more than the previous case. It's a rare case. In any power plant, there might be more generators that put in parallel. It will be always more than the 100% of percentage impedance of the secondary at our transformer. So here on our system, we have taken 25% and we have got our short circuit current as 27.8 kiloamps. Suppose our system is actually this one, then the per unit impedance is 30% or more than 30%. That means the per unit impedance is increased. Due to that, the short circuit current will be lesser. And if our case is this one, that means 100% or more than 100%, that means the per unit impedance again increased too much. At that time, our short circuit current will be decreased too much. But on our system, we have taken this 25%. So for this 25%, our short circuit is greater than all these conditions. So the advantage of this one is we sized our power cables and the circuit breakers according to this short circuit current. Suppose we have calculated the short circuit capacity based on 100% per unit impedance or 30% per unit impedance. That means we considered there is an increase of the per unit impedance on our system, and due to that the short circuit current of our system is reduced, right? So for that lower short circuit, we will size our cables and breakers. That means our cables rating and the breakers rating will be less. Actually, our short circuit current is more. So what will happen in this situation? According to this less 25% per unit impedance, a high short circuit will appear on our system. And at that time, our cables and breakers cannot withstand that huge short circuit current, and our cable and breaker will be damaged. What happens if you don't consider any extra per unit impedance? That means you are not considering even this 25%. You are only considering the per unit impedance in the secondary only for your short circuit calculation. At this time, you are considering a very less per unit impedance, right? And due to that, the short circuit capacity of your system will be increased. And for this increased short circuit capacity, you will size your cables and breakers. And the calculated short circuit at the secondary of the transformer will affect the short circuit capacity on every other downstream panels. Here you unnecessarily increased your short circuit capacity, and due to that the cable conductors and the breakers on your main DB and all other panels will be increased too much. Suppose your project is very big, you are going to lose huge money for that. So for the betterment of your project, you don't need to take a percentage impedance less than this 25% extra, and also not more than this 25%. Just do what I have said here. If you think you have got any deep information through this video, please like this. And if you want to get more videos with lot of information like this, please consider to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.